Hi everyone. Today I want to tell you a story about how a power of attorney can be useless and the step that you can take to avoid it. My name is Eric Screwwalla, and powers of attorney are a really important part of the planning process. It allows you to designate a trusted agent to engage in financial transactions on your behalf when you're not able to. But let me tell you a story about John. John it was a real estate investor, and he had several options on multiple properties around the country. John took a trip to Asia and had a medical emergency, and he fell into a coma. Now, John had done all of the planning that that you should do. He had his trust and his will. He also had a power of attorney naming his brother Matt as his agent for financial transactions. But here's where the problem arose. So John needed to make several payments on these various real estate options he held. And if he didn't do that, those options would lapse, and he stood to lose millions of dollars as a result. But Matt had no way of knowing that those transactions needed to occur. So even though Matt had the ability to make those transactions when John was disabled and unable to give instructions, Matt didn't have the base knowledge he needed to engage in those transactions. And the result in this case was that, in fact, that several options that John had lapsed, and he did, in fact, lose the opportunity to earn several $1 million on various real estate transactions he had. Now, the moral of this story is that these planning documents, while they are important, they're not enough. So with a power of attorney and even with your trust documents, it's really important that you have the information available to your agents so that if and when it becomes necessary for them to take action on your behalf, they know what to do. In this instance, John didn't clue Matt in on all of the deals that he had going and the timings of the various payments that he was required to make. Of course, he never expected that he would end up in a situation where he was in a coma and unable to make those payments for himself. But again, this is what planning is all about. It's about being prepared for things that are unexpected, that we don't anticipate. And being prepared is about more than just going through the planning process, which absolutely is a critical piece. It's also making sure that the people you choose to take steps on your behalf are armed with all of the information and knowledge they need to do the job you've set out for them to do. In this instance, we would have suggested that John have a full schedule of all the real estate investments he had, all of the payments that were required to be made with dates, and that information, whether he gave it to Matt or not, that Matt knew how to access it if it became necessary. And because he didn't do that, John paid a horrible price. So if this is something you need to talk about, if you have a power of attorney but have no idea whether your agents know what to do or not, or where your assets are, feel free to get in touch and we'd be happy to steer you in the right direction. Until next time, take care. Bye.